Greetings, everyone. My name is Magmatic Sage. Welcome to the Wholesome Magmatic podcast. Today, we are joined by two new and special guests, Arktt and Mr. Shibz. Welcome to the podcast. Could you tell us a little bit of something about yourselves for the audience?
Will go first. Me or you, or
Hmm.
me or you, me or you.
Okay. Okay.
I'll
Rock,
go
paper,
first.
scissors in the chat.
I think he's still
Um.
sharing the. So me.
All right. Who will volunteer to go
So
first for
good evening to everyone. My
introduction?
name is Shibz. Everyone calls me Shibz on my old server or Levy. So here's the thing. I usually speak as a host, and sometimes I really love doing spoken poetry and reading some interesting news, specifically international stuffs that's happening in the world. That's it.
What about you,
Got,
Art?
Oh, I left.
oh shit,
It's
he
your
got
turn to
disconnected, man.
introduce. Oh shit! I just realized. I just okay. Okay. Hear me out. I got back from checking
Yeah.
Discord and then he just poofed. So yeah. Um. All right. I'll give the introduction to Art. Let me just give him a perspective of what he is. Basically, he is a streamer as well on Twitch. Also known to be a VTuber, and yeah, like he's also a content creator like me. Well, of course, he got more influence than I have. So yeah. Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Shibs. What do you really like
I
to talk
want to
about
talk
today?
about. So,
I mean, first,
sorry.
before we start, okay? Before we start, you can say everything you want, all right? No one gives a
That's nice.
absolutely shit about this. So,
Well,
yep,
the topic I
go
want to
ahead.
talk about, man, is about. Do you guys have an idea what happened last June? Ask if you have an idea. Yes.
Last June. Hmm. I recall that last June was supposed to be
That's nice. Someone
Men's
new, though.
Mental
Well,
Health Month.
basically, not everyone knew about this mental health awareness for men. Well, and do you know why it is being what do you call this? Do you know why? Not being seen or no one is aware of it. Most of even most people doesn't know it's the month of June is men's mental health awareness. Or you can see, guys, men are seen should be seen conditionally in the society before they could be recognized. As for example, government. Most government
Mm-hmm.
officials are men. For example, they lead. They have a contribution to the society, to the state, etc. And they are being acknowledged by everyone. As for as simple guys, for me as a simple guy, uh, no one sees me though. I'm an invisible to them. Invisible guy. No one. We're in all this. The type of guy who doesn't have a contribution to the society as of now. That's why I have, before
Mm-hmm.
everyone could see me, I should have a contribution. By means of contribution, maybe a small one or a big one, for someone to see me. Wherein women, dogs, children are loved unconditionally and seen unconditionally. By means of that, if you see a dog in the street, literally a cute golden retriever, you would just pet him. Can I touch him? Just trying to ask for the owner of the dog. Can I touch your dog, please? Like you're already giving an affection to the dog. See him unconditionally. There's no reason for not to see a dog right on the street. Women, women could receive a lot of DMs. Women could receive a lot of things without her asking. They're being provided by men, though. That's a thing. While children, it's our responsibility. They being loved and seen unconditionally by everyone. When a child gets hurt, someone will be there to save them, or to help them stand up when they fall, or cure their bruises when they have cuts. Though that's the thing about men. We we are the bottom part of the society, yet we are the front line. Save everyone though. Second part of the front line, I mean the middle part though, be the woman. The last would be children. Welcome back.
Mm.
Hi, Art.
Welcome back.
Oh, welcome back, Mr. Art. Dude, okay, okay.
Anyways, continue. Alright.
Continue, Mr. Shibs, so that we could proceed with Art's
So for
introduction
everyone
that
though,
got caught up earlier.
Art just left again. Yeah. So the thing here is,
Hey, he's gone again.
just gonna repeat it again.
Yeah, just go.
Men are
Yep.
seen and loved conditionally, while women, children, dogs are seen and loved unconditionally. There shouldn't be any reason for them not to be loved. It's a thing. If everyone here don't agree with this, I don't care. So, yeah, it's a fact. So it's actual fact of the society. So,
So,
actual fact.
Wait. So, ito lang. Just be careful on what you say about facts and shit, cause like people say that it's a fact, but then again they don't back it with statistics and shit or studies. And of course,
Yes.
like I get what you're saying, like that you feel discriminated against, or like
Yeah.
the world is against you or something.
Mm.
But uh, I have to disagree with what you're saying, that those things that you perceive are factual, because in reality, life is actually more complicated or simple than a false dichotomy like most people perceive. So, yeah, instead of thinking about, I must, what do you call that? I must, try to prove myself because I'm a man and stuff like that. And actually, nobody gives a shit. Like, like the world is indifferent to what you feel. Everyone is indifferent to what you feel. The reason why people think that society gives a fuck about you is because people spend too much time in social media or have a skewed perception of the world that they need to prove themselves. But in actuality, just be you, man. Like, don't give a fuck about others, or at least give a fuck about people who need help, or people who are close to you, people that matter to you. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to prove yourself to anyone, or except yourself, rather. But yeah, people always obscurefurcate, or like make things more complicated, or try to skew things and blow blow it up. Like they try to make things more complicated and actually simple. People who act narcissistic, no matter what gender you are, act that way because they are narcissists. That's it. Like there are females or there are males that actually just live day to day so they could like live, basically do their job in the world. So yeah, like what you see in social media, like people flaunting their shit, they're only a small majority, or rather there are only a small minority of a majority of people who don't give a fuck. of what other people think about them. They just want to do their daily shit.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
get your point. I get
Or
your
to be
point.
themselves in particular, yeah.
Exactly.
Um, I mean, the world isn't actually embodied to be to be one thing because I agree with no with Kaiser that everything around us or the reason why we live is life is complicated in some parts because yes, reality doesn't even give
Like
us an easy way to
like you think that women find it easy because of to get a job or something? Actually, there are work imbalances in like in the Western countries. At least in the Eastern countries is actually more about like
Yes.
your skill set rather, right? But there are still prejudices in all of the job spaces depending on your gender. Like people like women could take advantage that their boss is is a male,
Mm.
or male bosses could take advantage of their position to exploit female workers. So it goes two ways, man. So there's no inequality in the workspaces. It's just a matter of which one uses or which one does more scummy shit than the other. But regardless of their gender, people will still do scummy shit because it's their personality. They're a piece of shit.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true.
Well,
I mean, not all men are bound to be um the frontliners.
Actually, if you want to find role models, like
Yep.
look, if people tend to look at history, right? But people tend to forget that
Mm.
those role models in history are actually ha- people have those people have flaws. Like for example, people think of Einstein as this very smart person, dude, but the person is a womanizer, and uh he actually cheated on his first wife, or rather he neglected his first wife, and of course he married his
yeah.
first cousin.
What?
So
My God.
Oh shit!
yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah, or second cousin, I don't know. Yeah,
Oh.
I think second cousin. But anyways, but the matter of fact still is that Einstein is still regarded as one of the most
Overpowered stuff
intellectual
happened.
Yep.
people in the world, right? One of the very intellectual people. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter what, your rather
Yeah.
your achievements are. At the end of the day, you're
Good
still
point.
human, right? So
Yep.
live your life, and as long as you achieve whatever you want to achieve in life,
I
the the
mean,
the, the people won't care. I mean, they will only care about your
exactly.
achievements,
Exactly. I mean,
despite what your fucking gender is or shit. But yeah.
it really doesn't matter what your gender is. Yes, that's true.
Mm.
And in reality, no one gives a shit for as long as you enjoy the remain of
Yeah.
your
Remaining time.
remaining of
Remaining time.
Oh my
In this
god.
world.
remaining being alive. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, hear me out. I mean, the world itself is, well, I guess, built on opinions. Because I guess that's what irritates us to, like, to generate complaints like this and complain that, even though we haven't really reflect ourselves nga. Let's say, ah shit, I've just literally wasted my time on focusing on this thing rather than the important ones, you know? Like, yeah, all I have to say is enjoy the remaining hours of your life because, one one life and that's it. Regardless if it's the gender, just you are
Exactly.
still a human being. So be
Yeah,
happy, guys.
it's really easy to hate people, or it's really easy to hate in general, but it's actually hard
Yes,
to
basically.
I don't know, love yourself or something like
Yes.
improve yourself.
Hey.
So, diba
The
that
character development. Hey.
exactly like
Because character development is what we need, you know? Because, oh shit. Kaiser, what was that quote again from that, no, from one philosopher? He talks about his, shit, hang on. You know what? Never mind. Scratch that shit. Anyway, I
sure.
forgot. But hey, while we're talking about this, we
Yeah.
forgot
Hey,
about
Art. Hi,
Ark's
Art.
introduction as soon as we talk about this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I just realized.
God wanted to
Oh
cancel me
my
ahead of
god.
time.
Oh God. Um. Okay, Mr. Ark, and you introduce us to the views of it.
All right. Hello everyone. It's been over a year since I've last streamed, so I kind of forgot how do I do intros, but screw it anyways. Hello everyone. I'm Art. I used to be a Twitch streamer, more rather a VTuber, but well, life gets busy and stuff and you sometimes get bored of doing your hobby, so I haven't really been doing streaming much. So it's a pleasure to be invited by these gentlemen
So
to join
Nice.
this podcast.
let's go.
You're welcome to be here, man. So,
Nice.
all right. You got any spicy topics that you want to share?
Yeah. Regarding the Ocean Gate incident, like,
Ah,
why do people actually this fucking billionaires with their wacky ass idiots not actually listening
He
to like
purchased a
the
Logitech controller to make it as a fucking what, like that controls their submarines and shit. Like, who does that?
to be
sure.
honest, I think if there's one person to blame who actually deserves to be turned into human smudge, it's the CEO.
Oh
He's the
God.
dickhead. He's the idiot. I mean, because to be fair, looking at so many articles regarding the Ocean Gate sub,
Hmm.
their advisor already told him that there were a lot of safety concerns. What's that? Carbon fiber is not a good material for the hull. They even cut the budget by what's that? The budget? I mean the build. Like they cut so many corners. Like I read there was one article saying that the ones who actually designed the schematics for the sub was like college students or something. So yeah, they had the budget, but they cut so many corners. And of course, the biggest evidence why he did is
It's a
the
real
Logitech
life
controller
artsy man.
itself, bruh. Like, yeah, it's so stupid. What's ironic, the CEO even said he refuses to hire the experienced old men or something because they're not. I don't know. They don't vibe with his vision or something like that. I forgot the exact words, but then that's how I saw it online. So it's just so ironic that him dissing experts but ended up in a disaster of his own shit there. Ah,
Oh God.
so stupid.
Yeah, you know
I
what's the funny thing is? Like he actually tried to uh ask NASA I think or Boeing
oh
company. But the funny thing is those two guys like NASA and Boeing are aeronautical company. They're not subnautical. Like they're not
Yeah.
for designed for submersible because
mm,
the pressures at the atmosphere is completely different from the pressures
true.
underneath water, right? Like underneath the
Yes.
ocean.
True.
So, like again,
Whole
carbon fiber, hull or something like that is good for it's good for uh
planes, right?
pressure, outside pressure or tension. I forgot about it, but it's actually weak at tension. So here's the thing: what happens if you have uh, a high pressure at the outside and low pressure inside.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's bound to implode. That's what happened
Yeah.
to the fucking subnautical shit.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
deployed on the Atlantic Ocean?
I have
Yeah,
the biggest
Yeah,
Atlantic.
Atlantic. It's quite funny. Not gonna lie.
Like, like, I don't know why would they choose a Logitech controller to be, as their controller for their submarine and some shit like that. I was like,
What's even
gamer.
funny?
you own
But
a
the
game
thing
or
here
something?
is the biggest
Gamer.
question is why do they want to explore the Titanic even though it's already a graveyard? The thing, it's not a tourist, a fucking attraction, bro. It's a fucking graveyard already.
Yeah.
Fetish. They want to see
Billionaire
corpses underwater.
things.
They themselves to be fucking Tony Stark or Elon Musk.
I mean, probably they're
Yeah.
not as rich as Elon Musk to conquer Mars, so they just went for the Titanic. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Oh, dude, there are a lot of memes are talking about about the submarine, this incident. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if Mr. Krabs exists in real life, and we'd be like, holy shit, I
Just
saw
be
4
honest.
billionaires dead. I can get their fucking cash, and then
Real.
immediately
There's another meme.
turn myself
There's
into a
another meme.
trillionaire.
This,
Wow,
the
like,
submarine is
man.
in the
Jesus.
side of SpongeBob
Yeah.
house. Be like, there's 4 houses already there. Squidward, Patrick, and SpongeBob, and the Titan, the submarine itself,
Oh my
bro.
Yeah. But to be honest, I feel bad for the billionaires because the only one who actually deserves the bad rep would be the CEO himself because he was told of the precautions of the dangers that there were a lot of issues that needed to be addressed. Yet he even fired his safety chief where not only did he fire his safety chief, he even filed a case against him. And I'm like,
Oh my
what?
god, that's so stupid.
Yeah, it is. He was already told of the warnings before that.
Yep.
I feel bad Gidya for one of the other passengers because one of the sons of the the Pakistani billionaire, his
Mhm.
son was like 19, I think. Yeah, he didn't actually want to join, according to some of the articles saying that he was just forced to join because it was his Father's Day celebration thing. So yeah, that's that. Imagine going against your own will and just dying instantly. That sucks. Yeah. And then the other two, those I think the other billionaire was like a British explorer or something. He actually dove to Mariana's Trench or something before. I forgot. So the thing is, he isn't a stranger to those expeditions because he also went to space before. It's just really it all falls down to the CEO's stupidness. Man.
Hmm. Maybe it's because that
Money is
he
everything, bro.
talks money.
$250,000 for that. Jesus.
I mean, okay, like, all right. I know this is weird. Like, we feel bad about the incident,
Yeah.
and we kind of make it as a joke, and then
Yeah,
we
that's the
laugh
thing.
out loud. Yeah,
Actually,
like,
there was a study of that. I forgot where was the article that I read and whose YouTube channel was it. But there's actually a psychological reasoning why people actually are making memes against tragic stuff like that, while
Oh.
others they sympathize with it. It's like I think it's because more of the sociological standing of people. Like, of course, they're billionaires. They're in a different level compared to us. So how their perspective is kind of different from us. So people kind of alienate them. So it's
oh
something
god, it's like the rich versus the
Yeah.
poor again.
rich versus
Oh
the poor.
god,
The
that's a
mindset
big
is really like
take.
that.
Hmm. Say the Titanic, quote unquote, exploration. What about that other part where the locals have been arguing about? How can I say
Oh,
this?
that's why.
The Pagcore
The
logo.
Photoshop one?
Oh my god.
Yep. It's
Okay.
okay. The, all right, all right. You go first, Mr. Art, and then
Okay.
Mr. Shibs here.
So, do correct me if I am wrong with some what's that specific information, especially when it comes to the actual amount of money. But yeah, to the viewers if they're listening or something. Basically, with the Pagcor, they commissioned a company that was just newly registered to do the logo. Like it's like a revision, not a revision, like a new logo entirely. But the thing is, it ended up looking like Petron. They just used like a default gradient color scheme and changed the logo that really looks like Petron's logo. And quote unquote charged 3 million pesos for it. No, they were
3
awarded 3
million.
million. Yes.
Okay, okay. So, okay. In the process of making the logo, how many duration does it take the designer to create the logo? Like,
I read earlier, I think they submitted the what's that?
Additional
The
question for
proposals
this.
on June 27 or something.
Art-
So yeah, literally so short.
I have an
wait,
additional
was it?
question
Oh
for
my
that.
god.
Is there any revisions
What is your
for
question?
that?
That's actually because of the backlash. People they're actually having a revision for that right now. I read recently in the news that they even opened up an international contest for freelance design. So yeah,
Oh god.
because so many people started sharing their own designs, they started to accept it or looking for alternatives. So yeah. They did a revision actually. If you're talking about the original one of Pagcores, it still looked the same. It's still similar. It's very different from the original Pagcore design.
The new logo looks like our Petron or some shit.
Yeah,
God
it does.
damn.
I mean, what's kind of sad is because when most companies modernize their logos, they stick to the original design, but they just added modernized looks like the fonts, gradients,
Yeah.
or shape.
I heard like the trend when it comes to creating a business logo or whatever that is, because they make it simple.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Pagcor, it deviated completely from the original design. You will not know it actually looks like Pagcor. I mean, the original Pagcor logo is a sun. That I mean has symbolism to the Philippines, like the sun in our flag. But what does it look like now? Petron? What the hell?
Now the company has eventually turned itself into an oil business.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing about government procurements and shit. Like you need. It takes time to get for a company to get bid or something, and there's bureaucratic shit like that. And most of the time, almost all of those types of bidding and procurement of like transactions result in some sort of form of corruption, and most probably it with regards to the current logo, it's definitely within the bounds of corrupt practices and shit. So there's no doubt about that. That's why the fucking logo of that government agency looks like it's made by
Yeah.
a fucking 5-year-old or something. Even
Actually,
even a 5-year-old could do better job than.
Hey, like I was thinking that who actually designed the logo in the first place? Like who did they hire?
yeah,
Like
actually that's a good thing. Kaiser did point out a good point there because when you talked about the bidding, because the thing is, I mentioned earlier that when I looked online, there's one article that pointed out that that specific company is actually just established this year.
Yeah, it's actually
And
owned by that guy as well, I think. Like the
yeah,
hardcore general or president or something. I don't know.
yeah, it's newly established, and then the thing is, they don't even have the correct credentials or the authorized one because if you're gonna have the bidding for a certain amount of money, especially if it's a government funded project, you're supposed to have a certain amount of what's this level. I heard it's supposed to be platinum or something, but that company that did the design right now, it's only red, so it can't even reach 1 million or something yet. They got the budget of 3 million, which is like fucked up. And another thing, I also saw, I just had a glimpse earlier. I wanted to read more, but I lost it in the feed. But apparently, uh, projects or offices like those are only allowed to work on a regional or maybe even local, like barangay level only. So they're not allowed to touch something like a national scale. But yet, yeah, they did that. So you're really right, the corruption thing there.
It's fucking obvious that it's corrupt practices. It's not only the case within this year. There's also that fucking Department of
DOD,
Tourism. Yeah, using
49 million.
yeah. It's actually 49. No, it's actually
Yes.
350. The budget's 350 million, but they only actually paid 50 million for the. So yeah,
Wild.
What?
Actually,
Yeah,
for July
Yeah.
itself, there was a lot of money issues. Like the
Yeah,
one what happened in Cebu, the highway where the money transport flew away. They lost like what,
Yeah.
4 or 5 million?
true.
Wait, isn't that the part where they transport their money instead of using
Yeah.
an armored vehicle, and they immediately use a fucking motorcycle to transfer the goddamn.
In
Oh
a
my
regular backpack.
god! Ah, shit, that's so
Well,
dumb.
the-
Yeah, welcome to the current state
it's
of the
more fun in the
government, bro.
Philippines.
Like,
Welcome to the Philippines.
thank you for yeah, thank you for electing a fucking clown show of a
Yes.
fucking government, bro.
Yeah.
Literally,
Love the Philippines, they say. Leave the Philippines.
like
Yes.
yeah,
Like,
literally, you get what you vote for, and people voted for shit. And here you have it. You
I
guys voted
mean,
shit.
by that though, I didn't even vote
I
for
mean,
They
an actor though, who runs for the Senate. I don't want to be part of that.
oh,
Yeah, people are so. It's why the politics in this fucking country is just ego boosting, pride, what do you call that shit? Pride flaunting type of shit that people will rather vote using their emotions rather than actually fucking brain and try to research the
facts.
fucking politicians and the politicians background, or rather their accomplishments and actual works, like even their fucking background. People don't do background checks. People
One
don't
answer for
have
that, Kaiser.
critical thinking,
Educational
actual
attainment
Yeah.
here in
brainful
the
ones.
Philippines. Educational system here in the Philippines. Quote unquote. Well, well, the
It's
educational
literally a failed state,
system
bro.
here in the Philippines, man.
oh,
Just to add up though, by means of the PAGCOR logo, while DepEd using a 900 million budget for laptops worth 60 million incident, right? It's just the same thing government
Oh,
doing.
oh,
Do you know why they vote for this
yeah.
type of officials? Say it's because of the educational attainment. We want them to do some research, but they know how to? The thing here is most of the voters are somewhat in the boomer side, all gen, sabihin na all generations, the age of 50 to 99. Let's say there are some who are living in 99 years old. Their background sometimes they just finished what they call this, high school or elementary. Wherein their educational attainment, man, because of the poverty here in the Philippines, not everyone could afford to go to school. Even though there are public schools, they are being required to work or earn
Mm.
some money for the family, though. That's the thing. Like educational attainment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that because I mean, if the parents themselves, the older generations who had much control before, are like that, obviously the influence will carry over to the younger generations. And you know how the younger generation is easily persuaded
Yeah.
by media and stuff, misinformation, and also, yeah, it was bound to happen, which is just sad.
Speaking of media, I really want to know about your opinions about that one controversy that really, you know, has some spice on it when it comes to tourism.
Hmm.
We were already talking about it earlier. So yeah.
No, we didn't go deeper into that yet. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the
Yeah, we
money thing.
sidetracked. Yeah, I mean we sidetracked, but yeah, we were going to that.
So
I
where
mean,
would you like to start then?
again, it's incompetence, like literally using copyrighted, or rather, it's royalty free, but royalty free uh footage from
Yeah, that
other
isn't
countries.
even in the Philippines.
Yeah, exactly. It's just basically corruption the highest level, like blatantly stating that they don't give a shit.
A lack of
Ah.
professionalism of work there. Like,
Speaking of
It's not
professionalism,
only professionalism. They don't. They just don't give a shit.
why the fuck would they do that? That's not the most rational thing to do, man. Jesus.
Because they already have the money. It's rational. If you have the money, would you give a shit if you
Yeah,
get paid
bro.
50 million, right? So no.
Yikes.
Imagine the scenario. There's no repercussions because it's government sponsored. You already got paid, and you know that majority of government shit nowadays don't have repercussions. Like no one gets to be blamed, or no one's got to be accountable for any wrong shit that the government's doing. So would the actual what do they call that, the media company give a shit if they actually do this scummy thing? No, because the government doesn't give a shit as well.
true. I mean, the government is already doing it. It's like they're thinking, hey, why not do it as well? The government's doing it too.
Exactly.
They're literally
Man.
rushing things, man. Jesus. I mean, I feel bad for the tourism video thing because one of my friends who take on this particular course was disappointed. I mean, of course, all of us are disappointed. Whoever makes this, because
Uh, well,
all of
one
those
of those
videos
videos came
got
from
from a
the rice
stock
terraces
videos
here
or
in the Philippines, right?
Mm.
stock
Yeah.
But it is
same
from
time.
the
Yeah.
Mali, Indonesia. Yes, bro. Why?
Bali, Indonesia. The sand dunes, it came from UAE. The lake of a fisherman catching fish, it came from Thailand. I forgot what's the other one, but again, it's just,
They
man.
tried to, but
They
they
didn't even
couldn't.
try to hide it at all.
They tried to, man, but they couldn't hide it.
Hmm.
Yeah, again, literally got people got what they voted for. People got what they deserve. They wanted to vote shit, then turns out the government is shit. Congratulations.
Basically, consequences of their actions.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like people were prideful, but oh no, my fucking to call that politician has this. What your politician is shit, mine is better because of this, because of a video that I found in TikTok stating his
Ah,
accomplishments, despite
Oh my
there's
god.
no actually factual evidence for those things. So again, people got what they deserve for being stupid. I just want people to have some accountability for their actions. I'm not entirely blaming the voters for who they vote, because of course there's also those malicious self
Yeah.
propaganda that was circulating in, I guess, Facebook or
Yeah.
other social media sites. So it has a factor on it, but the lack of accountability or being too prideful or egotistical with themselves that, oh, it's a false dichotomy. I want to vote this person because I hate this person. So
And here's the thing,
it
man, about the
it
voters.
all falls
They're
down
being
to
blinded by
the
money,
voter
though.
themselves. So
That's one
yeah,
major thing
Yeah.
because of money. They're getting blind. They don't see what's the actual, what do you call this? Actual, the word. No, not the consequence, but the actual thing that the government or
Consequence?
the candidate wants to do. By means of, for example, this artist, Filipino artist, did I name him or not? Thing here is about this guy. Then yes, artist siya. And the same time, he doesn't know how to speak in English. While in the Senate, he usually speak in English, right? And here's the thing, binatikos niya. There's a controversy that
Yeah.
don't speak in English, you're in my country. Wag mo ako ma-English dyan. Nasa bansa kita. Parang ganun na eh.
Hmm.
In the thing here is, it's the universal language we usually use. Even the government, while him, in the first place. What is your... It's like, bro, you're trying to run as a senator, yet you don't know how to speak in English. It's one thing. Educational attainment, 1987 Constitution, man. The Constitution itself is a problem also. Uh, by means of how people could run, their backgrounds,
Yeah.
anyone could run as
Man.
long as you are able to write and read. Though that's the thing about the government.
yeah, I get you. Like within the
And
constitution it states that anyone who can read or write could run for any position in office. But here's the thing: if people want to actually change the constitution, there needs to be a good, like, actual intelligent, a benevolent, or at least actually people who are concerned for the nation. More people that are patriotic, nationalistic, and actually kind-hearted people, and actually has a brain. However, we want if we entice a charter change or like a new constitution within this time frame, like currently or within the near future with the current government, it will be, as you said, a shit,
yeah,
because you know how incompetent the current government is. So good luck. But I agree with you,
Yeah.
bro. Like the constitution
yeah,
is half baked per se. Like it has some good parts. I've read it. It's actually good in some ways, but it's half baked basically because it's just the time that was established, that it was after some revolution. We ousted a dictator, and then a person who was not really that fit for office, but she had some credentials. She's educated at least, but she's not ready. So at the end, it's half baked. But
yeah.
we gone through for like say 40 years of that kind of constitution. So 40 years
Problem
is a
here is in
relatively long
having a
time.
charter.
So it really needs a change to say per se.
So
Yeah.
the problem here when having
Because
a
you have to
charter change, you
consider that.
are right.
Sure.
By the
Carry
way,
on.
Fraser. But the thing here is, my course is finally way paying off. For the thing here is, to continue, charter change, man, is a really big thing. While government wants it, some of it, but do they actually want it to happen? Because if there would be charter change, there are plenty of implementation that would be, you know, provide put into their like important. One would be political dynasty. Second is the educational attainment when running in a position in the part of the government. The second one. The third, eh, some of the laws there, pero those two are the major things, right? And the thing here is, do they want to? For example, there are some people who wants to run in the Senate or Senate, House of Congress, in the legislative, judiciary, and or executive department. They must be a 100% natural born Filipino citizen in the first place. Able to read to write, and it must have any credentials inserted there rather than just edible to read and write. The thing here is they don't want to because it's easy for them to run because of that.
Yeah, I actually gonna introduce to you guys one of my favorite types of government is actually called technocratic type of government or technocracy. Basically, in this type of government, people with actually educational background with at least training in lawmaking are the ones who run for office. So, for example, uh, a farmer with at least master's degree or PhD and a background in law, or at least have some form of knowledge or training or course in public administration, run for like Department of Agriculture. So basically, the government is run by an elite technical experts on the field. So, like for example, another example is a person who is actually a doctor run is the Department of Health Secretary. A person who is I guess electronics or electronics and communications engineer is the one who's gonna run Department of Communications and Technology, right? So
Yeah.
it's logical for a person with that background to run in that seat of office instead of like a fucking general was appointed as the Department of Health as a Department of Health
Yeah,
secretary because
doesn't
that fucking
match.
general is close to the
That doesn't
president.
make sense though
So
in that part.
right, like doesn't fit. Doesn't make sense. Exactly.
Actually, to follow up to that thing, what's really disappointing is that, example, teachers, we do know how hard it is when it comes to like the requirements and stuff for teachers to undergo their education just to be qualified as a professional teacher, right? I mean, even after you finish educational school, you have to even do the board exams there, and if you cannot even pass that, you can't even be a qualified teacher yet. And the thing
Exactly.
is, like, the point is, there's so many qualifications for those jobs which are actually more, like, they're more important, they're more in demand because the country needs them. But the thing is, they're putting so much qualifications for that people can't catch up yet. Government jobs, almost
Exactly, man.
anyone can just enter that, and then they don't even know
Exactly.
how to manage it properly. That's a sad thing.
Exactly. The funny thing is, for the past for the past two secretaries of Department of Education, look look
Yes,
who is the
yes, I remember
secretary
that.
during those times.
Ah,
They are not teachers, right? Right? So imagine Department of Education being led by a businesswoman beforehand and currently now just I guess a nepo baby per se.
It doesn't make any sense.
So is it is it is it
The
logical?
thing
Is
here
it
is, man, to
sound?
add up for what React
Jesus
said.
Christ. It doesn't make any
The thing
sense
here is
exactly.
educational attainment again,
Yeah.
quote unquote. We're in. Do you think K to 12 is literally advisable? Do you think is it applicable to everyone? That everyone who graduates only grade 12, right? Sometimes there are huge qualification for applying as a department sales lady. You need a specified height for your course degree, right? Do you remember that issue? 4-year course degree. Well, K to 12
Oh,
stated that they could apply for a simple job while they are graduate as a senior high school. It's a thing, man. K to 12 is irrelevant while still here in the Philippines who pays a minimum wage for
man.
specified tasks, non-professional tasks, I should say, requiring high specified requirements for your course. This is must be the height with a good-looking, hygienic posture, and etc. Like, bro, then where do you find someone like that? Like, I'm a graduate.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, I'm just a 12 graduate, grade 12, and I want to find a job. But almost every job here in the Philippines requires 4-year course as a of the gives the purpose of K to 12.
Yep.
Oh,
Man, I really agree with you. What's that? K to 12, in my opinion, has always been very irrelevant because there's so many things that they could fix in the education of the Philippines that they just add more burden to our education. Like there's more stress for the students to work on. There's more stuff that we have to like learn and focus on. That won't be even applicable to most people, and it's just more burden as well on financial stuff. So it's like it's really
yes.
irrelevant because when you compare it. Oh wait, my ping is going in the red bar. Am I still here?
Yep, we're still
Okay,
here.
my bad. Uh, so I was continuing here. Like I mean, because when you compare it on paper, the Philippines kind of looks like they're cut above others because like when you look at it, our passing rates here is like 75 to 85. That is higher compared to other countries. Usually their passing is just like 60 or 70, something like that. Like a 90 grade here, that's already like an A plus outside and considered pretty smart. But for us, that's just like average smart student. Yet what we actually consume in knowledge in school, it's still pretty shit compared to what other countries are learning, where we may look like we're advanced on paper, but in reality, actual practical purposes, we're not learning what we're supposed to learn, what we may actually find useful. That's the thing.
Okay,
They did.
I would add something on that as well.
Sure.
Like practical schools, like technical vocational things, like carpentry, masonry,
Yes.
or other vocational types of work is looked down upon in in the Philippines as well, right? So they don't give a shit about plumbers. They don't give a shit about, again, carpenters, mechanics, and elec- electricians and stuff like that. They think that they're just like blue collar jobs that are rather white collar jobs, I think, or jobs that aren't irrelevant or low paying jobs because they're beneath they're for peasants or something like that. But in actuality, other countries regard
They
those
value that.
they value those things because it's actually practical. It's actually timeless. People will need plumbers as long as there are toilets, there are sinks, as people are using utilities in their bathroom. There will be always plumbers. As long as people need to build houses, there will be always builders, masons, or even carpenters, right? Yet
Yeah.
in this shithole of a country, those type of jobs are looked down upon because of what? Because of years of gaslighting ourselves that being an engineer is actually a good thing. And in actuality, the job market for engineers is actually inflated, or people actually compete. There are more competitions in that job market in this country because, again, the value of those, the they call that, the perception of those jobs is regarded as high in Asian countries, or at least in this country, than
Yeah.
compared to,
Merce.
again, the white collar jobs or blue collar jobs, like what I said, carpenters, garbage people, etc. Right? So it's actually sad, to be honest.
I mean, to follow up on your statement as well, when you think of it, like the very in-demand jobs lately, which is especially like what, nursing or medical fields, the country really prioritizes those. But then what's funny is that even though there's so many students applying for nursing and stuff, so many are leaving the country as well because they know it themselves that they won't be able to sustain themselves properly here. Because compared to other countries, they can sustain themselves pretty
Exactly,
well, but
man.
here it's just average. Even though there's so much demand for it, they won't get much in return.
It's kind of
Like
shit,
the
man.
country's
Fucking
the country's priority is not in the right place. They try to prioritize nurses. They want more nurse jobs, but then more people still go out because the
That's the
country's
fact,
shit.
man. That's the
So
true
I mean, you can continue, but
insight.
yeah, that's my thing. It just frustrates me.
real.
Basically.
I mean, we're living in a hellhole right now, bro. Like,
There are other jobs
yeah,
that need better priority.
yeah.
For example, fucking agriculture, bro. Like, try to fucking modernize or industrialize the agricultural sector, bro. For fuck's sake, we're still living in an agricultural country, man. Like,
Updated.
yet our fucking
Updated,
agriculture technology is
Outdated.
pre-industrial age, bro.
To
Like,
add up on Kaiser.
it's we're living in the 1600s.
To add
For
up on
fuck's sake.
Kaiser's insight about
I
it.
mean,
It's
dude,
true.
before,
We're living in a somewhat
yeah, carry
in a
on.
very very old age, man. It's been almost 70, 80 years from now. And to be honest, by that time to be honest, we look upon other countries, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam. They are exporting rice from their own country to ours, right? But the thing here is, we taught them on how to plant rice, on how to take care of rice. That's the one main
Hmm.
Yeah,
attraction here in the Philippines. But how vanishes already. Like no one cares
correct.
about agriculture anymore. They're more buying more land for infrastructure, something like that, for mainland high roads. That's why we are trying to buy rice from other countries. Like for fuck's sakes, the price of rice here in the Philippines
True.
by
Man.
means of our own good is really expensive. Like no cap.
Like,
It's kind of funny. Another funny thing to add to that is that
Damn.
we
Yeah.
have the International Rice Research Institute, yet we fucking import rice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said. Like, those countries, like Southeast Asian countries, learn from us.
Yes.
From that institute, the same institute, the International Rice Research Institute. Yeah, yeah, right, stuff like that. Yet
Yeah.
now we are the ones who import rice from them. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's kind of sad is that before, Philippines was actually the top exporters when it comes to agriculture, rice, fruits, and other stuff. But now, look at us, we're importing it. And what's even worse, because the fact that the government is prioritizing imports, people kind of look down on local products. Like they look down on the NFA instead of supporting local rices or something. Most citizens prefer to buy imports because they think imports are better because
For
they
real,
think
man. For real.
Filipino quality isn't this good. So let's just go for imports.
Real.
It's a sad thing.
Real.
That's another thing though. Like I think it's a mixture of both the Filipino mentality and how the government approaches it. Like how
Yes,
the
yeah.
government handles it. Like, Filipino mentality, they often look down on each other. The crab mentality. They like to drag
Yeah.
each other down with that. And then because of all of that, Filipinos look to themselves thinking, the quality is not
Yeah.
up to this standard. Even though there are some who have that standard, he's still trying to drag them down. And the government isn't even helping in that
It's
case because
irrelevant.
they prioritize other things which is not that relevant. I mean, and then of course other
The thing here
countries
is
like other exporters,
every
China,
country
they
takes
take
advantage
advantage of
for
that.
what we thought teach them. For
Yeah.
another thing here is not only rice though. Basically other produce like onions, garlic. We are importing from other countries. Yes, every all of our produce man are being imported.
Mm,
We most agri farmers
bananas.
don't plant any of this. In some cases, the stocks are or the storage capacity is very low. That's why we are importing from other countries. And uh, yeah, okay.
Actually, when you look at it, sorry, yeah, continue, please.
Actually, wait. Let me interject first. You know what's funny? If
They
this
would listen
podcast
for
will be
us
the one,
about
we were
how the
actually the
government will
ones
listen to
planning
us.
how to improve the fucking government instead of the government themselves.
I
Yeah, yeah.
mean, I mean, I mean, come on, like it would have been better if there are hundreds of people who've been watching this podcast right now, because
Real.
we're venting everything
True.
for what kind of current state are we living in right now. You feel me?
True. Real.
Yep. Like I am this close of leaving the country. Okay, I know. All right, let's get smaller. Personal. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I am planning
I
to
mean,
leave the country, for fuck's sake.
I can't blame you. I mean, I left the country before. I lived in another country. My experience there was
To be
way
honest,
enjoyable
man,
than
I
here.
I want to provoke my citizenship with being a Filipino. I was like, fuck this shit, man. Like,
Real.
I know. Okay, I know there are some people may expect me that I sound like, oh, so you have no hope for this country now, and I would gladly respond this to them. Well, we have already lost hope. Like, like few years ago, I guess. Like, what happened to our country? That's the fucking question. Because we're literally living an actual hell right now. Like, we can't take this anymore, man. I mean, I'm not the only one
by
here
means
who
of
is
that.
trying to, plan to leave the
But
country,
it's
but there
quite
are
funny, man.
also other
While
people as
most
well.
of Filipinos want to live here, our country,
I mean, it's quite.
foreigners wants
Hmm?
to migrate here. Right? For fuck's sakes, why? For fuck's sakes, why?
Yeah. I mean, because when you think of it, it's a good business opportunity, especially when you put into consideration that labor force here is very cheap. Of course, foreign exchange is much higher compare from other countries. When you import it here, when you convert it, it's much higher. So obviously, cheap labor force, more value for their whatever currency they have. They can make a big business from it. That's why you always see a
The
lot
word
of
hotspot,
Chinese
bro.
investors here in the Philippines. We're a hotspot for that.
We're dealing with a
It's
big
just
red giant that
Yeah,
is.
actually, you know what the thing is? Like fucking, there's a lot of bad
Mhm.
stuff going on with Department
Imported.
of Immigration, right? Like you hear a lot of stories regarding people getting back offloaded or something, like
yeah,
their passports not getting approved. But the thing is, like, because of our overpopulation, or at least the amount of people living in the country, you want people to go out to reduce the overburden on the economy, right? So it's actually kind of counterintuitive for the Department of Immigration to actually stop people from living the country when we need more people outside the country to increase I guess send more money towards the country. If you get what I'm saying? Like we need
Yeah.
more labor force outside, yet the same Department of Immigration stop people from leaving. So it's kind of stupid.
Yeah, actually, fun fact when regards in the international labor force, I'm not sure if it's correct, but I'm pretty sure from what I read, nurses, especially medcare and uh seafarers, Philippines is actually the largest exporters of those. Like, there's
Yeah,
so many
Yeah.
seafarers for that.
Every
That's the
Filipino
thing.
nurse. Well, of course, every Filipino nurses are, seek for the international opportunity, and that is from the states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, dude, speaking of the Department of Immigration, what's also counterintuitive is that they are so strict with us going out. I mean, which was already
Chill.
mentioned earlier, but then people going into the country, they're very lax about it, especially foreign immigrants. Supposed to be you're very strict when it comes to foreign immigrants, but then they're so lax about it.
What are they really doing, though?
They be doing funny though.
Yes,
Man.
but seriously, though, like,
Basically, man.
Yeah,
What really makes
I
me
love this
think though?
podcast right now. It's so
We're
helpful
getting out of
venting
hands.
onto the shit.
all
I
right,
know,
all
right?
right. Now we need some supervisions. Okay,
Outside.
okay.
Bro.
Let's breathe in and breathe out. I know
Breathe
that some
out.
of you are not breathing. Like,
We're
um,
rapping.
shit. Hey, say, I guess we will discuss about this one last topic we haven't yet discussed, which is, I guess it's not quite heated or debated, but more like controversial or somewhere
Yes.
funny.
That's bad.
What happened to that
Damn.
one particular event or cosplay event? Was it Conquest?
Literally.
Oh, Conquest. International embarrassment.
Oh God!
Real.
Wait.
I let you guys talk about this one because I've heard a lot of shitty things about it, but I didn't give a shit about it because it's too expensive to go
So-
there. Like
But
for
hey,
you-
I really want to,
So, here's the thing.
that perspective of what's really going on with that event.
yeah,
So,
Mine,
guys, tell us something about it. Yeah.
ah,
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Shibs.
Damn.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I know Art, okay? Because I know he got some connections who does cosplay. But
No cap.
yeah.
have you?
Yeah, because actually the thing is, I'm also a cosplay manager.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Oh shit.
I mean, I have connections to local cosplay convention organizers here, and I've helped around with them. And actually, as a matter of fact, like some conquest organizers, those are also
Yeah,
friends of my
insights.
friends. So yeah, it's very there's so much spicy shit going
go,
on.
man.
Oh, dude.
Do you have
As soon as you
do you
mentioned
have, do you
spicy
have the
shit, come
clearance
on,
to
man.
tell the story about this shit? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So basically, probably too long didn't read summary of this is basically, well, Conquest isn't really a new event. They're rather old already. Because the thing is, Conquest came here from Iloilo. They're an Iloilo event here.
Oh
They
my god,
started
this
back-
was originally premiered? Jesus.
Yeah, they started back in 2018. And I'm not sure if I think the CEO, the founder is actually from CPU as well. I'm not sure if it's CPU or but I think it is from CPU. I won't say his name though.
Oh,
But
no,
yeah.
no need.
But that's the thing though. The founder, they there were a lot of good stuff here when they started out in Iloilo. They were the ones who jump started the pop culture. Like, if you see a lot of anime conventions here, cosplay events, they're the reason why it blew up because when they did Conquest 2019, it was the first major event in Iloilo where it was regarding pop culture, gaming, and cosplay. They had it in Iloilo Convention Center, so it was a huge event, like 7,000 attendees or something. So yeah, because of how popular the thing went, they obviously got more sponsors. Like having Globe as your sponsor, that's a huge thing. So they obviously branched out to Manila because, quote unquote, according to the founder, they said like Iloilo isn't that profitable anymore because demand isn't as great as Manila. So yeah, they stayed in Manila in 2020, or was it 2021 or something around that, or 22. They did Conquest Festival again. They had like 30,000 attendees.
Holy shit.
So yeah, it spiked. It was so big that the guests that they invited are also major influencers, like Twitch influencers, like Kaide, Tens, who else?
That
Pokemains
was
this year.
uh-huh.
Who else? Oh, yeah, I'll just try to mention this year's because last year I forgot who. But for this year,
Fights
Pokemane,
you.
Kaide, no, Kaide didn't go. Valkyrie, who else? Tuonto. Do you guys know?
Yeah.
Yes,
Trash take,
Spicy.
man.
You. Do you guys know who's the number one guys again when it comes to podcast? Again,
Trash Taste?
Trash Taste. You know them, right?
Oh yeah.
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 Joey. I think Joey went. Joey and Akidiras, yeah, they went here as well. And yeah, a lot of big figures came here in the Philippines. They had like 70 international guests and then probably 100 total guests, like all around the country and stuff. So this is a huge event. The thing is with Conquest, why it was considered a failure is because SMX Convention Center is only supposed to have a limited amount of capacity. And the day already itself, Conquest sold out. But the thing is, it became overcrowded. Why? Conquest decided to sell more tickets on the day itself. Like, they already fully sold out online, but they decided to sell on site. So, of course, more people will come into the event, and it's already obviously crowded. So, normally you would line up an hour or so to go to the event. People would line up for 3 to 4 hours and still be stuck inside, or stuck outside, I mean. So, yeah,
I heard the line was
huge mismanagement.
yeah, the line was
Yeah.
long. Yeah. Like I feel bad for those people who are waiting outside from the fucking mall. And
The thing is, even if you get
Uh,
inside,
what?
it's still overcrowded. That's the thing.
oh my god.
Uh,
Wait, where
There are so many
Why-
complaints.
was it? Moa or Motivation? It was.
Mall of Asia.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Actually, they have multiple venues. They had SMX Convention Center. They had like a entire street for that. They also had Conrad Hotel for the meet and greet. They had like a portion of the MOA atrium. So yeah, it was a huge event. But mismanagement was horrible.
Oh shit! All right. To proceed.
Yeah, but so far that's the too long not read type of thing for the summary. But there are a lot of other internal issues, like how the guests were treated, how the invited people were also treated as well, merchants, or general. It's like the general, what do you call this, management of the event wasn't professional. It was more, what do you call this, profit. They were more into the profit. Because I mean, when you think of it, one ticket is 800 pesos. A 3-day ticket is like what, 3,000 pesos? A premium ticket, when I bought my VIP, I only got that for 1,000, but now it's 20,000 pesos.
Oh
And-
my.
Dude, try to multiply that by how many people joined. That's only the ticket sales. You have sponsors as well from SM, from Globe. You even have merchants as well. So yeah, they basically racked in millions. So with all of that though, the management of the event itself was not professional, because I heard from others as well, instead of hiring actual professionals to do the management of the event, like staff. They rather not hired, they got volunteers, which are mainly students. I mean, that's not uncommon, because even here in Iloilo, we usually also have volunteers which help around. But them, on that scale, an international scale, that's not professional thing to do. Real. And oh yeah, one more probably to add before you guys have any comments or something to say. What was this? I kind of forgot. Give me a sec. Fuck, I cannot remember now.
No.
Okay, carry on. You guys can give your comments first. I think I rambled about too much.
Did the Conquest actually responded to their customers? You know, the refund system thing.
Yeah,
Or,
they actually they initiated that.
Really?
But
Hmm.
you know what's funny? Because how big the scandal was, they
God.
would actually require you to sign a waiver type of form where if you were to request for a refund, you are
Mhm.
not allowed to sue them. So yeah, if you get a refund, you're not allowed to sue. Because what other people basically did, they took legal actions and sued Conquest. And because of how bad the backlash is right now, Arktt Arena, which is the mother company of Conquest, they actually shut down the
Yes.
brand. So yeah, there's no Conquest in the future because of how bad the event was.
Yikes. Hmm.
Oh, and I remember the last part, the very important part, the biggest irony. Because prior to Conquest, there was another anime convention as well. The thing is, what happened, they had a similar issue where the lines were super long. It would take 1-2 hours before you could go in. The co-founder actually dissed the other event organizer, saying like, come to Conquest, we'll show you an actual premium event, not like this. Like, basically, he outright dissed them, like saying their event was horrible. You can manage something better. Yet on the day itself, yeah, that happened. So yeah, that's probably a tool TLDR thing of Conquest, but there's
Well,
so
the
much
thing here
internal
is-
factors, Pagid, that you
The
can
thing
see
here
everywhere.
is, for what I see on Conquest, right? They already
So
sold
what
out
about
their
you, Mr.
tickets
Shibz?
online. But
Is there anything else you want to share?
they try to prioritize ticket selling during the event, right? For what for what occasion, for what use? It didn't happen during the what do you call this? Past Conquest during 2019. It's like a chill out, a chill out convention where everyone could join. Unlike now, it's full of chaos. Now they're trying to cancel Conquest. There wouldn't be a Conquest or any convention in the future, right? Arc.
Yep.
So the
Arktt Arena
Conquest
announced that they would
brand.
actually disband
So quote
the
unquote the
Conquest
brand,
brand, so there's no
only
more
the brand.
future
So
Conquest
there would
anymore.
be another chance for them to create another brand. For okay, yeah.
No,
I remember that.
how do I say it? Because Arktt Arena, they're basically an esport type of company. Like, yeah,
So basically, they wouldn't
Conquest
do
is
any
just their subsidiary
conventions
for
anymore
what
here
they
in the
call this
Philippines.
conventions.
Am I right?
That's how they
Okay.
promote Arktt.
It's gonna be painful for every gamers here in the Philippines. Yeah.
Yep,
Conquest
that's how it
convention, man.
is.
Basically, any convention that, basically,
So no more
yeah.
Conquest
Maybe
events.
another,
Oh my god.
Yep.
sponsor. Maybe T1, Smart Place, something like that.
That's under Arktt.
Maybe they would sponsor. Maybe they would sponsor, but for what this, chaos happened about the Conquest, they would think
Oh
twice
no.
Yeah.
before they would start another convention here in the Philippines. Gaming convention. Twice. Yeah.
I mean, dude, that's Kahuluya. Kahuluya sa international guest.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard Pagid. I saw on what's that some post. I thought most people thought that the ones that were giving Jollibee to the people who were lining outside Conquest, they thought it was from the organizers. Gali, it was from Pokimane herself because she felt bad of the people lining up. She decided to buy food for them and give it out.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
supposed to be the organizer's responsibility, not their special guest.
Jesus. So this is the reason why the conquest is being exiled from establishing more events like this. Oh god. But hey, like I we pretty much seen enough.
Yeah.
So hmm, it's interesting that conquest of I like how you tell all of this mga histories about the event and such. It's like you're telling it the rise and fall
Yeah.
of conquest. I like
Yep.
how you're shortening the fucking thing into a documentary into this podcast. God damn. Like
Actually, some people are waiting for who's
What?
that? The internet historian to document it, like to feature it on his YouTube channel.
oh no. Yeah, that's a big oopsie for the CEO.
Massive L.
Yeah. But hey,
Man,
Yeah,
uh,
basically,
I
plus
was
the
I was
suit.
wondering like how
They're being sued.
money they have lost.
Yes,
with
basically.
the
Hmm.
refunds.
Real.
Oh god,
Legal cases.
it's man.
But I mean, to be honest, like what's kind of funny is that aside from the backlash from international community in the Philippine cosplay and gaming community, Ilonggos themselves are actually like saying they deserve it. You know why? Because like in a sense, when Conquest denied that they would not go back to Iloilo anymore because Iloilo, quote unquote, is not profitable, it's not doesn't have the demand or the capacity to cater
Carbon
Conquest
Phoenix.
anymore. People were like, yeah, you abandoned Ilonggos. Now look what happened to you.
I mean,
That's legit what the community is saying.
like
Because I'm
yeah,
together
it's
with
like
them.
taking the big steps instead of the smaller one. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. I know what you feel, man, because we're in the same
Oh.
blood. Cause
Bro,
I don't know why I'm speaking
even
like
black.
gangster and shit, but hey,
we don't allow we don't have the
it's
head card.
Because you
Conquest's
say
fault,
the N word though.
bro. You're not even black.
Bro.
No, man. Like I'm from the
Yeah.
Occidentals, bro. This Kaiser is a double ganger.
You're from the fourth largest island in the Philippines.
Man,
Bro.
I wish you could go there, man. Like you have unlimited access of using the word.
Oh shit. It's getting
Hey,
late.
yep, it's getting late, folks. And also, sa mga guests, thank you very much of being here. I am actually interested for all of these topics that what is currently happening right now from June from this month July. So thank you guys for coming, and I appreciate for your uh for being here, of course. Oh
All
God, I
right.
love those hot topics, man. It's been a while that we haven't uh do a podcast because we stopped like few months ago, I guess, Kaiser. Was it? I
Yeah.
guess. Uh few months. But hey, there will be more streamings later on if I am available, of course. Because right now,
B.
I don't even know what's the next streams I should probably going to stream on Twitch. I guess Project Zomboid will work. But hey,
Hmm.
anyways, shout out
Anyways,
to Art and Mr. Shibs here.
thank you, Art and Mr. Shibs, for joining our podcast. If you like this podcast, follow React7 in his Twitch account, as well as Arktt's and Mr. Shibs' socials will be linked in the description down below. If you like this podcast, please
Hey,
leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
yeah.
And see you guys next time. Thank you.
Thank you.